Did you know that one of the routes to the California Gold Rush did not cross through the United States at all? It actually crossed right through here in Nicaragua. Don't believe me? Let me show you. Back in 1848, gold was discovered in California, triggering what we now call the California Gold Rush. Suddenly, people from all over the world, they wanted to get to California, but there was one major problem. Getting from New York to California was extremely dangerous. People faced brutal conditions, disease, starvation, rugged terrain. The overland journey was more than 4,000 kilometers by the way the crow flies, and much longer in reality. This journey could take anywhere from 3 to 6 months, so people looked for a better way. Steamships were the cutting-edge invention at that time. Instead of crossing the entire continent, people could sail south from New York and hug the coastline, cross over the continent at a very narrow stretch of land, and then get on another ship on the Pacific side and go up to California. Now, when I describe that, I'm sure you're thinking of, well, the Panama Canal. But here's the thing. The Panama Canal didn't exist in 1850. So a man named Cornelius Vanderbilt, he came up with an idea. Vanderbilt created a company called the Accessory Transit Company. And what this company did, it took people from New York and had them sail on one of their steamer ships down the East Coast through the Caribbean to Nicaragua, to a place called Greytown, which is now known as San Juan del Norte. From there, people disembarked and they got onto a smaller ship before they entered the Rio San Juan, or the San Juan River. The San Juan River is a river that divides Costa Rica and Nicaragua, and so people would get onto smaller boats with flatter bottoms, and they would sail upstream towards Lake Cocibolca or Lake Nicaragua. Now, this river has very dense jungle all the way around it. And a few years ago, I actually paddled in the other direction down Rio San Juan, have actually camped on a little island that was built up around one of these boats that was traveling up the river that didn't quite make it to its destination. It stopped there on the side, and this bamboo forest has grown around it. These river boats kept going up the river until they reached the lake, and they crossed over the lake until they arrived at a town called San Jorge. At San Jorge, they disembarked once again, and they got onto the only land portion of this journey. They got onto like covered wagons, maybe some people might call them stagecoaches, and they traveled 28 kilometers south to San Juan del Sur. In San Juan del Sur, they boarded another steamship and they sailed all the way up to San Francisco. This is another 5,200 kilometers to get to their destination. This entire journey took about 25 to 35 days, as opposed to up to 6 months crossing the continent. This route is approximately 9,700 kilometers, as opposed to the 4,000 kilometers it was to cross from New York to San Francisco. The cost of this journey at the time was $300 US, and in today's value, that would be approximately 11,000 US. Thousands of people took this route, and Nicaragua became a critical shortcut in one of the largest migrations in human history. If you're in San Juan today, you will see evidence of this migration. Let me show you a few bits of history. In this shot here, I am standing in the middle of a street that's locally known as Calle de los Gringos. It's called that because many foreigners own businesses along this bustling little avenue. But if you look at a map, you will see that this street is actually called Vanderbilt Avenue, so named after Cornelius Vanderbilt. Another thing that you will notice, there's only a few left, but there are a few houses that are built in the Victorian style. You'll see this one here, and you will also see the magnificent Hotel Victoriano that sits right at the bay in San Juan del Sur. Across the street from Hotel Victoriano, there is a statue. This statue is of two men. One is Rubén Darío, who is Nicaragua's most famous poet, and he is sitting across the bench from Mark Twain. So this statue is there to commemorate Rubén Darío's literacy legacy, and also to commemorate Mark Twain's passing through Nicaragua in 1866. They both sit there looking out onto the Pacific Ocean. In the past, you may have thought of the California Gold Rush as dusty trails and covered wagons, but now you know that thousands of people took this route, crossing oceans, rivers, jungles, lakes, towns, and a lot of that happened right here in Nicaragua. To me, the coolest part of this story is a lot of this evidence is hiding in plain sight right here in San Juan del Sur. So if you learned something from this video and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.